A properly functioning gutter system is an important part of just about every house. Gutters drain thousands of gallons of water away from foundations, preventing soil erosion and helping to keep basements and crawl spaces dry. Gutters also prevent staining and rot on walls by diverting water away from siding and windows. But if you think gutters only come in handy when it rains, think again. In areas with cold, snowy winters, the water from the snowmelt has to go somewhere. Having clean, functional gutters is extremely important in the winter because if the gutters are clogged, you can get ice buildup. The water that drips from those ice-packed gutters can form a sheet of ice below on a driveway or walkway, which can easily lead to an accident or injury. This month, we're going to take on the task of gutter installation, a job well within the grasp of any handy do-it-yourselfer. We'll discuss the various styles and types of gutters, as well as the tools needed for installing them. Gutter channels come in several shapes, otherwise known as profiles. The most common profiles are half-round, frame, and ogee. Ogee, also called K profile, refers to a gutter channel with a molded shape on the front and a straight back. Of course, this means they're often called straight back gutters too. Gutter channels commonly come in diameters of 4, 5, and 6 inches, with 5 inches being the most popular choice. Downspouts also come in several sizes, and they're either round or rectangular in shape. For our installation, we'll be using 5-inch gutter channels with downspouts measuring 2 by 3 inches. Gutters come in several different material choices, including vinyl, copper, stainless steel, and galvanized steel. Wood is also an option, although it's used mainly for home restoration projects that demand authenticity. The most popular gutter materials are aluminum and vinyl. While gutters are available in several colors, the most common colors are white and brown. White is a good choice since it resists fading from the sun over time. Most aluminum gutters are paintable. For our installation, aluminum is the material of choice. Aluminum gutters can be as thin as 18 thousandths of an inch, but for increased durability, we have chosen a thickness of 25 thousandths of an inch. Gutter systems are available as either seamless or sectional. In this segment, we will be installing sectional gutters. The gutter channels come in 10-foot sections that are bonded together with slip joint covers and gutter sealant. The materials needed for gutter installation include the gutter channel sections, downspouts, slip joint connectors, some gutter sealant, miters for joining gutter channels at inside and or outside corners, end drops for joining the gutter sections to the downspouts, gutter end pieces, elbows, and pipe bands for securing the downspouts to the house. You'll also need some screws and ferrules or another appropriate hanger variety for attaching the gutters to the fascia board. We'll show you the other types of hangers during the installation. Before installing new gutters, obviously the old gutters and downspouts have to be removed. Then you need to prepare the fascia boards for the new gutters. To do this, scrape away the old paint, then apply a quality exterior primer and exterior latex paint. Our fascia boards are slanted, which requires special treatment that we'll detail in just a moment. Of course, if the fascia boards are severely damaged or rotted, now is the time to replace them. Measure twice to get accurate measurements of the installation area for the gutter channels and downspouts. This can be done either before or after you've treated or replaced the fascia boards. Now, as I mentioned, our fascia boards are slanted, which is the case for many older homes. So that we can align the gutters properly, we'll be installing some fascia shims. The tools needed for a typical gutter installation, such as ours, include a hammer, a flathead screwdriver, a drill, a tape measure, a pencil, a chalk line, a pair of pliers, a hacksaw, tin snips, a level, a square, and a ladder. Gutter installation is a two-person job, so you're going to need a friend with another ladder. Plan on the installation taking about 2 days. Now we are ready to hang some gutters. Once you have all the materials together and you're ready to begin, do a rough assembly of the parts on the ground. This gives you a chance to see how everything fits together before you climb the ladder. Use the chalk line to make a straight line across the length of the fascia, then check with the level to ensure that the line is straight. Our line is about 3.5 inches from the top of the fascia, which is the highest point for the bottom of our gutter channel. For proper drainage, the gutter channel needs to slope down 1 inch per 20 feet. Using the straight line as a reference, make a pencil mark on the fascia where the end of the gutter slopes down. The gutter should decline toward the downspout, or at this point where the downspout will be placed. Use the square to make sure that the bottom of the gutter is aligned with your slope marking. You can also use a chalk line to mark the slope along the entire run, as we did here. This makes it easier to check the slope during the installation. For longer runs, that is 40 feet or longer, you'll need to install downspouts on both ends of the run with the gutter channel pitching up at the middle. This way, water will run down from the center to the downspouts on each end. Before attaching the first gutter channel to the fascia, attach an end piece with a drop to the gutter. Use a slip connector to join the pieces. Apply gutter seam sealant to seal the joint. Attach an end piece to close off the end and apply sealant for a strong bond. Since our fascia is slanted, we're using fascia shims to ensure that the gutters hang properly. Attach the shims to the gutter channel before hanging the gutter, allowing 2 feet between each shim. To attach the gutter to the fascia, we're using 7-inch screws and ferrules for hangers. You can hammer in spikes instead of screws, but screws will provide better holding strength. Mount the screws and ferrules on the gutter while the gutter's still on the ground. Use the ferrule to make sure the screw goes straight through the front of the gutter, the hole in the shim, and the back of the gutter. Fasten the first gutter channel to the fascia using the slope marks or chalk line to properly align the gutter. Install the hangers every 2 feet. While we're using screws and ferrules, you should know that other types of hangers are available for different installations. For homes with little or no fascia, roof hangers with straps do the job nicely. This type of hanger uses a bracket that fits snugly inside the gutter channel, and it has a metal strap that you attach to the bracket and then nail to the roof under the shingles. When dealing with straight, normal-sized fascia boards, regular fascia brackets are a convenient option. Nail the brackets to the fascia along the chalk line every 2 feet, then snap the gutter channel into the brackets. Don't be afraid to muscle the gutter a little bit, it won't break. Then, for added stability, place the hooked piece underneath the gutter's front lip and slide the slot onto the tab on the bracket. Once the first gutter section is in place, add more sections as needed using slip connectors and gutter sealant at the joints. Use the pliers to close the connectors if necessary. Then, join the gutter sections at the inside and outside corners with miters. Attach slip joints to each side of the miter and apply gutter sealant to the joints. Once all the gutter channels are installed, go back and apply more sealant to all of the joints. Some of the sealant from the original application will undoubtedly have been displaced by all the movement during the installation. Since the eaves on this house extend a couple feet away from where our downspouts will be secured, we needed an additional length of downspout to make the connection. First, we connected an elbow to the end drop, then we made the measurement from that area to where the elbow and downspout will be secured to the house. Using a hacksaw and tin snips, we neatly cut the proper length for our downspout. Once you've fitted the elbows onto the downspouts, drive rivets through them to keep them together. You'll have to pre-drill holes for the rivets. Attach the downspouts at the proper locations using pipe bands and wood screws to secure them to the house. Insert strainers at each opening to keep leaves and other debris from clogging the downspouts. Finally, place splash blocks beneath each downspout to direct water away from the house. And that, my friends, is the basic procedure for installing gutters.